Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a current foundation routine. Now this isn't going to be any sort of super glamorous foundation routine. This is seriously just what I use on an everyday basis, from foundation to concealer to powder and things like that. It's what I wear to work, what I do to run errands, even for a simple night out. I contemplated doing a complete full face routine, including highlighting and contouring, but I know that's not everybody's thing, so I'm going to do a complete separate video on that. I'm going to use cream products, I'm going to use powder products, just so everyone gets an idea of what they can do for different skin types. So give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see that. I also just wanted to give a little bit of background on my skin. I do have normal to somewhat dry skin. I don't have dry, flaky patches on my skin, but it's kind of ironic because the foundation that I'm going to be using today is more for oily or normal to oily skin types. Now I think the reason that I can get away with it is because I don't have dry, flaky patches. Before applying this foundation, I really just use a thicker moisturizer, and then I spray it with some Fix Plus that you'll see at the end of this video, and it seems to hold up pretty nicely and not really make myself look powdery or dry. But I will talk more about that as I get into the foundation routine, so if you want to see how I accomplish my flawless foundation, then keep on watching.
Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to use a headband to push the hair out of my face, and then I'm going to apply my First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Lip Therapy Balm. This stuff tastes so good. It's so minty and refreshing feeling on the lips. For my primer, I'm going to use the NYX Angel Veil. Now, this is a white consistency, and you have to make sure you really blend it in, but this is a velvety smooth texture, and just note that it will mattify your skin, so if you're going for a more dewy appearance, I would skip this primer. But I'm going for a more matte appearance, so I'm going to put this pretty much all over my face, and especially in areas that foundation tends to settle. And now I'm using my new tried and true. This is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation, and I am what we call winter white, so I'm using the lightest shade, which is 105 Classic Ivory, I believe. I will list it down below. I squeezed out a drop about the size of a nickel, and now I'm just dotting that all over my face, but I'm focusing a lot of it more towards the center of my face so I can blend the rest out and have it transition into my natural skin nicely. I found with this formula, I like the method of applying this with a brush. This is the Sigma F84, and I'm buffing it in circular motions. This brush is very densely packed, and by applying it in circular motions, it just decreases any risk of streakiness. The foundation itself is a medium coverage, and it definitely provides a matte finish. Like I said in the intro, this is definitely geared towards normal to oily skin tones, but I wouldn't be afraid to use it if you're dry skinned. Personally, the texture of my skin is a little bit on the drier side. I wouldn't say it's completely dry skin, maybe just a little bit dehydrated, but I had no issue with this looking cakey or powdery or really just fake and caked on. This is a buildable foundation, so I'm just applying some more on areas that I find I need a little bit more coverage, and then I'm going to go ahead and buff it into the skin again with my Sigma F84. I've really been loving the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer for under my eyes. This is in the shade 15, and I'm just applying that in a upside down triangle shape. I know it looks like a lot, but I like to fade it into the cheekbones and the higher points of my cheek. I think it looks more natural that way. But to each their own. If you want to apply less, absolutely go for that. Makeup is all personal preference, so just apply as much as you feel comfortable. From day to day, I use one of two concealers. This one is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20. I'm actually going to show you both of the concealers that I use, but I'm just applying this to any spots that have redness showing through or any dark spots that I need to conceal. The other concealer I like to use is my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC20, and this is a super opaque concealer, but it's lightweight at the same time. It does a really good job at covering dark spots. I talked a little bit more about this in my empties video, which I will post somewhere around this video or down below. With this concealer, I really like to warm the product up with my fingers and then dab it onto my skin. To set my concealer into place, I'm using a large powder brush and a MAC Mineralized Skinfinish Natural in the shade Medium Plus. This step is totally optional if you are more drier skin and this is a matte enough finish for you. I'm using the same powder to set my under eye concealer so it doesn't crease with an e.l.f. blush brush. To warm up my skin and make it look a little bit more dimensional, I'm taking my Model bronzer with Shimmer, and I'm just taking that on a powder brush and I'm going to apply it to the outermost part of my forehead to make it look a little bit smaller. And to also add warmth to the face, I'm also going to take some and just apply it to right underneath the highest point of my cheekbone, and I'm going to run it along my jawline as well. Of course, my blush changes on the daily, but today I'm using MAC's Blushbaby, and this is another one of those blushes that just goes with every look. And I'm applying that to the apples of my cheeks and sweeping it back to meet that bronzer. I'm going to complete the rest of my makeup and then do one quick step to help everything set in place and hydrate my skin. I'm spraying MAC's Fix Plus directly onto my face. This product helps to meld and just blend all the products together so everything looks very smooth, and it also helps to hydrate your skin.
So that concludes my foundation routine. It's a pretty basic, pretty simple foundation routine. I don't like wearing too much makeup throughout the week. I like to kind of load up on it during the weekends and nights out. If you have any questions on the products that I've used, just leave them down below and I will answer them as best as possible. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to keep up with my current videos. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.